So let's talk about Don Bluth's animated classic, An American Tail, which is celebrating its 35th anniversary today. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name's Doyle, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 1986 animated musical adventure dramedy flick, An American Tail, released by Universal along with Amblin Entertainment, directed by Don Bluth. This, of course, would be his second big flick after The Secret of Nim, which I will review that sooner or later, from a screenplay by Judy Frodberg and Tony Geis, and a story by David Kirshner, with the latter two. Featuring the voices of Phillip Glasser, John Finnegan, Amy Green, Nehemiah Persoff, Dom DeLuise, and Christopher Plummer. Now, the story focuses on a young mouse named Fievel and his family as they immigrate from Russia to the U.S. for freedom. However, Fievel gets lost and must find a way to reunite with them. Now, why I said in the intro, this film's celebrating its 35th anniversary today. It was released on November 21st, this day, in 1986. The film eventually would be a success, considering this was released 4 months after Disney's, The Great Mouse Detective. Now, the film received mixed to positive reviews, but was a box office hit, making it the highest grossing non-Disney animated film at the time. Anyway, really something. Now, of course, its success, along with that of fellow Bluth film The Land Before Time and Disney's Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which both came out 2 years later, and Bluth's departure from their partnership, prompted executive producer Steven Spielberg to establish his own animation studio called Amblimation in London. Of course, that would go on to do some other things, as well as a sequel to this, which will be coming up next time, and a TV series, which I'll talk about those in the next video. So now, let's get into the story. In Shaska, 1885, the Moskowitzes, a Russian Jewish family of mice who live with a human family named Moskowitz, are having a celebration of Hanukkah where Papa gives his hat to his 7-year-old son Fievel and tells him about the United States, a country where he believes there are no cats. The celebration is interrupted when a battery of Cossacks ride through the village square in anti-Jewish arson attack, and their cats likewise attack the village of mice. Because of this, the Moskowitz home, along with that of the Mouskowitzes, is destroyed. In Hamburg, the Mouskowitzes board a tramp steamer headed for New York City. All the mice aboard are ecstatic at the process of going to America as there are no cats there. Of course, that goes into the song of that name, There Are No Cats in America. During a thunderstorm on their journey, Fievel suddenly finds himself separated from his family and washed overboard. Thinking that he has died, they proceed to the sea as planned, though they become depressed at his loss. However, Fievel floats to New York City in a bottle, and after a pep talk from a French pigeon named Henri, excuse me, it's been some time since I last saw this movie. I think it's Henri. Sorry. They embark on a quest to find the Mouskowitzes. He is waylaid by conman Warren T. Rat, who gains his trust and then sells him to a sweatshop. He escapes with Tony Toponi, a street-smart Italian mouse, and they join up with Bridget, an Irish mouse, trying to rouse her fellow mice to fight the cats. When a gang of them called the Mott Street Maulers attacks a mouse marketplace, the immigrant mice learn that the tales of a cat-free country are not true. Bridget takes Fievel and Tony to see Honest John, an alcoholic politician who knows the city's voting mice. However, he can't help Fievel search for his family, as they have not yet registered to vote. Meanwhile, his older sister Tanya tells her gloomy parents she has a feeling that he is still alive, but they insist that it will eventually go away. Led by the rich and powerful Gussie Mossheimer, the mice hold a rally to decide what to do about the cats. Warren is extorting them all for protection that he never provides. No one knows what to do about it until Fievel whispers a plan to Gussie. Although his family also attends, they stand well in the back of the audience and they are unable to recognize Fievel on stage with her. The mice take over an abandoned museum on the Chelsea piers and begin constructing their plan. On the day of launch, Fievel gets lost and stumbles upon Warren's lair. He discovers that he is actually a cat in disguise and the leader of the Maulers. They capture and imprison Fievel, but his guard is a reluctant member of the gang, a goofy, soft-hearted, long-haired, orange tabby cat named Tiger, who befriends and frees him. Now I'm going to get to the final act and the ending right now. So, as always, you know the procedure. You have 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below. If you've seen the movie already, continue on after the 5 seconds are over with. Thank you, and now here we go now. Okay, you've been warned. Fievel races back to the pier with the cats chasing after him when Gussie orders the mice to release the secret weapon, a huge mechanical mouse inspired by the bedtime tales Papa told Fievel of the giant mouse of Minsk. Chases the cats down the pier and into the water. A tramp steamer bound for Hong Kong picks them up on its anchor and carries them away. However, a pile of leaking kerosene cans has caused a torch lying on the ground to ignite the pier, and the mice are forced to flee when the human FDNY, yes, Fire Department of New York, arrives to extinguish it. During the fire, excuse me, I got lost track. During the fire, Fievel is once again separated from his family and ends up at an orphanage. Papa and Tanya overhear Bridget and Tony calling out to Fievel, but Papa is unsure that there may be another Fievel somewhere until Mama finds his hat. Joined by Gussie, Tiger allows them to ride him in a final effort to find Fievel, and they are successful. The journey ends when Henri, taking everyone to see his newly completed project, the Statue of Liberty, which appears to smile and wink at Fievel and Tanya, and the Mousekowitz's new life in the United States begins. End of story. So what did I think of An American Tail? Well, I gotta say, I love this movie. This is a childhood favorite of mine. I've seen this. I've seen this several times, and it's probably one of the many great movies that Don Bluth gave us. It's actually my favorite of all of his films. I mean, while I do like The Secret of Nim or films he did after this, like The Land Before Time, which was also released by Universal, and Spielberg also worked on that, as well as All Dogs Go to Heaven, or any of his other movies, which what he did after All Dogs Go to Heaven, most of those flicks were more hit or miss, you know. But anyway, I really love this film. I love the story for this. The characters are absolutely real good, and I do like the voice cast. Phillip Glasser plays Fievel, and I must say he is absolutely perfect. He does great for this. Really something. Now, we have Warren T. Rat, voiced by John Finnegan. Not too bad. Amy Green voicing Tanya, while Betsy Cathcart provides her singing voice. which she and Five will sing a certain little song, which I did a little humming on or what have you before this. If you know what that song is, I'll explain that when I get to it. Okay, very good. Nehemiah Persoff does Papa Moskowitz's voice, very good. Erica Young voices Mama, very good character, although she has a fear of flying. Pat Music voices Tony. I had found out that's actually a woman, actually, not a guy. So it's a woman. Actually, she lent her voice, her vocal effects to a couple of my favorite episodes of my favorite guilty pleasure 80s TV show, Small Wonder. Yes, just a little heads up. Boy provided the little sound effects for the robotic cat in the Cat's Meow in season 2, and then the vocal effects of Waldo the parrot in my favorite season 4 episode, Vicky Doolittle. Yes. Anyway, I gotta say, Tony's a really good character. But anyway, Don DeLuise, who recently lent his voice to Jeremy the Crow in The Secret of Nim, and of course he'd later go on to lend his voice to some other films Bluth did, like All Dogs Go to Heaven, for example. He voiced Itchy. Anyway, he's the voice of Tiger, and he's really good. This is probably one of my favorite characters. Aside from Fievel, I like Tiger. He's a really good character. Let's see. Christopher Plummer does the voice of Henri Le Pigeon. Very good character. Cathy Ann Bloor, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that name, did the voice of Bridget. Very good. See, we have Neil Ross as Honest John, and Madeline Kahn, I know that name, as the voice of Gussie. Plus, we have several others, but anyway, really good group of voice acting cast. Really good. Now, another good thing I like about the film is the music. Now, of course, the score was done by James Horner, who, of course, recently did the score for the action-packed Schwarzenegger sci-fi flick known as The Terminator. But he'd go on to do other things besides action movies. I mean, like, of course, Titanic, for instance. And lots of other movies. Well, too many to mention. Still, I really think his score is absolutely good. Now, of course, we also have some good songs in here as well, which, of course, are the songs we hear. Original songs in here include "There Are No Cats in America," "Never Say Never," "A Duo," and the song I did a humming of before I introduced the video. And that, of course, was the song "Somewhere Out There," which, of course, would be a big hit, as a matter of fact. And, of course, I used to have a little vinyl 45 of that song, which is absolutely amazing. Anyway, let's see here. Now, originally, Jerry Goldsmith, who recently did the score for The Secret of Nim, was supposed to work on the score, but had to drop out due to a busy schedule. So, James Horner, after he recently completed the score for Aliens, which was released the same year, decided to compose the score, which was recorded in England, performed by the London Symphony Orchestra and the choir of King's College. Really good job. Anyway, so, but back to Somewhere Out There. It went on to win a couple of Grammy Awards for Song of the Year and Best Song written specifically for a motion picture or television. And of course, what I'm referring to is the one you hear at the end credits. It's a pop version done by, well, legendary superstar Linda Ronstadt and late great R&B singer James Ingram. And I gotta say, it was really good. Anyway. And if you've not heard the song of Somewhere Out There, this is one song I would highly recommend you listen to that song. If you've not heard it, it's definitely It's definitely one of my favorites, and probably one of the many greats. The song would go on to become a big success internationally. The song would reach number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. I can't seem to remember I don't know what song held it off. It would become a top 5 hit on the adult contemporary chart and would become a top 5 hit in Canada, and a top 10 hit in Ireland and the UK as well. So anyway, yeah. So with everything said, a great cast of characters and voices, a great score, and I have to say the animation was really good since this was Spielberg's first ever animated flick. Well, of course, Don Bluth helmed the directing, of course. And a great score and a great song in Somewhere Out There. The question is, would I recommend An American Tail? The answer is yes. Definitely a yes. You need to see this movie if you haven't. Now, 5 years later after this came out, Universal released a sequel called An American Tail, Fievel Goes West, which I'll be reviewing that in my next video, so stay tuned for that. And then the following year, it would have an animated spin-off called Fievel's American Tales, which aired on CBS. I'll do a Saturday morning TV log of that maybe sometime next year, so be on the lookout for that. And there were 2 direct-to-video sequels, but they were a little more, let me put it to you this way. Okay, but I'll probably say those for another time. But anyway, let me know what your thoughts are on American Tail in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Oh yes, one more thing I forgot to mention. An American Tail would go on to make $104 million overall. I believe it was worldwide. Let me see. Well, yeah, overall, it originally made $84 million worldwide. But I think after it was re-released though. Still very good though. And it would be Bluth's most successful until it was beaten by Anastasia over a decade later. Alright, enough said. Now join me next time when I bring to you my review of An American Tail, Fievel Goes West. Thank you for watching, and if you like this, you may want to consider checking out my reviews for these other 2 Don Bluth films I've recently reviewed. In the upper left, well, make it all 3, because this is my 4th review. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of The Land Before Time, which will be released 2 years later after An American Tail. The upper right-hand corner is my review of All Dogs Go to Heaven from 1989. And the bottom left-hand corner is my review of the film I just now mentioned, Anastasia, from 1997. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.